women don't use that as birth control either.
They do, all the time.
They don't.
All the time.
That's a misogynistic myth.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. We've got a pretty good one today. I think it's going to be a little bit shorter than normal, but still good. But before we get started, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. It is at Lisa Loves Jesus 426. Thank you very much for your generous donation and support for the show. This is, I think, the second time you've sponsored the show. So thank you very much. Have a great day. And let's get on with the rest of the show. Buckle up, my friends. You're about to enter the Lib Zone.
I fucking hate filming out in public. Anyways, look at this. Look at this. I'm at Walmart. Strawberries, 340 grams. Almost $5, product of Canada.
Interesting.
These strawberries, more grams, a quarter of the price.
What?
USA. So about those tariffs.
We have some major breaking news. It's 5 a.m. on the East Coast, and China just announced that they are raising their tariff rate on the United States in response to Donald Trump.
Right.
Just moments ago, China raised its retaliatory tariff on U.S. imports from 84% to 125%, the State Council Tariff Commission said in a statement early on Friday. Beijing appeared to indicate that it wouldn't increase its tariff on U.S. goods beyond the 125%. Just as a reminder, I post on YouTube, Substack, Instagram, and more. All of those links are in my bio. Now back to the story. The statement from the Commerce Ministry spokesperson, they said, quote, "The successive imposition of excessively high tariffs on China by the U.S. has become nothing more than a numbers game with no real economic significance. It merely further exposes the U.S. practice of weaponizing tariffs as a tool of bullying and coercion, turning itself into a joke." They also
A tool, yes. It's a negotiating tool, and China effed up. They should have played ball, but they effed up. Okay, let's go, Sisson.
Also said that China will continue to fight till the end if the United States continues to raise tariffs. But yeah, we are in a full-blown trade war with China, which not only hurts consumers in the United States with products getting more expensive, but it also hurts people in the United States who are doing business and wants to send their products abroad, specifically farmers. Nobody wins in a trade war like this, and the longer that Donald Trump keeps this up, the more Americans will get hurt.
What?
These people are sick.
China's economy is an ocean, not a small pond. Come on, China. China will surely win.
Well, that was definitely a cute little girl, but man, she was spouting just pure propaganda. Kind of like Harry Sisson.
Grumpy old story time of the day. A couple people have forwarded me the TikToks from one of those 12-year-old kids that's all up Biden's ass. You know, one of the do-no-wrong Democrats. Saying because of Trump's tariffs on China, the TikTok ban is going to go into effect in 70 days and they're not going to sell TikTok out of spite. No offense to my friends that are on this app that make this their living, but I couldn't fucking care less. Here's where the story comes in. If it means that I can't go to Disney in order to get manufacturing jobs to return back to the United States, I don't care. It would not bother me one bit. I don't need to go see Mickey Mouse that bad. I think people forget or live in an isolated bubble about the past and our history. Now, I grew up a poor little gay boy in Apopka, Florida. My dad was a truck driver. He just finished the 9th grade. My mom barely graduated high school, and she was an office worker. My parents were diehard Democrats through and through. So much so that I distinctly remember my dad renting a documentary. No. My dad does not watch documentaries. Anyone remember Michael Moore's Roger and Me? Michael Moore went looking for Roger Smith, I think who was CEO of General Motors at the time. Because when he was growing up in Flint, Michigan, General Motors had factories there. They built cars. And then they closed the factories to move them overseas because it was cheaper. And look at what has happened to Flint, Michigan. Now, since I like to travel, I have gone out and explored this great nation of ours. And I've been through some shithole towns that I bet were once thriving. There's no industry there. Well, it is, but it involves cooking Sudafed. So I don't see what the issue is. I'm not an economist, but if I have to forego my trip to Disney in order to get manufacturing jobs to return back to the United States, I don't see a problem with that. TikTok. I am sure my father is rolling over in his grave right now that the Republicans are becoming the champions of the middle class. And the only thing it seems that the Democrats have gotten good at is complaining. I think that's why I'm still registered as a Democrat. I can complain with the best of them. And for the people out there that are saying these factory jobs are low-paying, unskilled labor, one of my real-life besties, his husband works the assembly line at the Tesla factory in Austin. They have a nice home, they both drive Infinities, and they like to go to the casinos from time to time. Ugh, and those bitches are always wearing Armani. It's Armani Exchange, but it's still Armani. So clearly, it's not as low-paying as everyone says it is. It's also not fair to say that it's unskilled labor, because I know people out there with a fucking degree that couldn't do what he does. That's all.
So I love what that guy was saying, because there's so many people are saying, oh, all these manufacturing jobs are going to come back, but they're going to be low pay and no one's going to want to do them and blah, blah, blah. Well, like he said, he's got a friend that works at the Tesla plant, and they seem to be doing rather well. And so, yeah, these aren't all going to be low paying grunt work, right out of high school type jobs. There's going to be some really good paying industrial type jobs coming back. And right now we've got just a flashback from the beautiful voice of Cardi B talking at a Harris event. Yeah, this is cringe.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional. Yeah. Kamala recognized that this country is at risk, that the economy needs to get stronger, that the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says, under her, buying eggs and milk won't break the bank, because she's gonna pass a ban on price gouging on groceries. And she told me that in my face. So she better not lie to me in my face.
A real estate agent just refused to sell me a house because I drive a Tesla. And now they're going to get fired, most likely. So I show up to an open house, which I rarely do because this property's been on the market a good amount of time. I'm the only one there, so I get this one-on-one attention with the seller's agent. And right away, she comes up to me while I'm still in my car. I don't even make it in the house. And she goes, nope, turn around. I'm not selling you this house. And I'm like, what?
What an idiot. I mean, who turns down a potential sale? My gosh, these people they're so brainwashed.
Okay, why? Because you drive a Tesla, you support all this and that. I'm like, okay, it's just a car that I've owned for over 3 years.
Yep.
Sorry I couldn't take my other car out with me, this one I wanted to. So I just leave. I don't know if she was born in 1950, but I just found the seller online, found his phone number, gave him a call, explained the situation, and he's probably going to fire her. And
good.
Real estate agents, not always, but a lot of the time are useless, aka in this case, and now we're probably just going to do a direct sale together. And she just lost out on $25,000.
Wow.
Because there's a reason why this house has clearly sat on the market a good amount of time. But me and the seller couldn't be more happy to save some money here. Now I honestly want to make it this deal and buy this house just in spite of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, you showed Tesla, right? You showed Elon. Boy, oh boy, how is he going to recover from that? Of course, I'm not sure why this guy wasn't immediately detained and probably, should have been, not arrested, but something definitely should have happened to that guy right away. It would have been great to see some guard just totally tackle him, but maybe next time. Right? We can only wish.
Bigger protest and revolution,
We already have
right?
people blowing up.
So
Teslas.
Yeah, there's a lot of violence going on from Democrats.
For somebody who
A lot of
drives
violence
a
going on from
Tesla,
Democrats right
it's
now.
Scary out there.
No, it's not Democrats. You're pretty quick to label that. I don't see. I
There are
see
Republicans attacking
I
Teslas.
wouldn't be surprised. You just can't make statements like that blindly. Sorry. I'm sure there are.
Republicans that are anti-Trump and anti
I'm sure
Elon Musk.
I'm sure you can't just make it a statement and therefore it's true. You can't say, well, Teslas are being attacked by Democrats only. There's no fact. There's no truth to that.
I think it's pretty obvious that that's the case right now.
No, I think it's obvious that people are losing their jobs. People are just losing their jobs because you've got some guy by the name of Musk, and they're doing Trump's work.
Yeah. Should the federal government should it downsize?
Absolutely. We should have a nice, tight audit over where we spend our tax dollars.
Isn't that happening right now?
No, it's not.
It's not.
There are women called gold diggers, but there's not a name for men who only date attractive women.
Does this really have to be explained?
No.
Oh dear. So most men typically only date those that they are attracted to. That's called normal. Some women will date a guy whether or not they're attracted to him or not, specifically because he has money.
Yep.
And that's why they are called gold diggers.
Jesus was hella autistic. Let's talk about it.
Oh, boy.
So a lot of people get very uncomfortable when I talk about Jesus within the context of neurodivergence. However, I do want to remind you that he had God in his brain. There was no possibility for a neurotypical experience. Absolutely none. However, I do feel like there were very specific points in his life where you can look at them and say, absolutely, that is autistic coded. So first of all, when he left his parents and was at the temple for 3 days and they find him and he's like, what, didn't you know where I'd be? Special interest. He would preach for like 3 days in a row and then at the very end be like, oh yeah, they probably need to eat. Absolutely hyper-focused. And then when he does need to perform these miracles, he doesn't like being asked to do it, but he always eventually does it so easily, it's like it's not even an effort for him. So like walking on water, totally autistic coded.
So was that like your soul being sucked away by the adversary? Because I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. Why she was having that effect going on. But young lady, Jesus was not autistic by any means. And it's sad that you are spreading that kind of falsehoods about our Savior. And you know, it's sad that Christians are so easily targeted for that kind of rhetoric, right? Pretty sure there's another religion that's quite large that if she tried the same thing with them, she probably would be on a very bad list, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, it's just a shame that Christians are so easily targeted for this kind of stuff. It's sad and it's pathetic. All right, let's keep it going. Oh boy, this next guy, he's got an awesome beard, that's for sure.
Dear MAGAs.
Yeah.
Are you happy now?
Pretty happy.
Is this what you wanted?
Pretty much.
Is this what you were looking for?
Yeah.
Is this the economy that you wanted to be a part of?
Yeah. I'm pretty good with the economy as it is right now. And if it's going to get a little bit worse, I'm fine with that because I know that there is light at the end. And once everything settles, it's basically saying that President Trump is saying, hey, look, we're not going to be getting ripped off anymore. And if you want to have trade with us, it's going to be on an even playing field, right? So there's not going to be these like 200-300% tariffs against our products. And we're going to be able to sell our products in your market. India, looking at you. So anyways, yeah, we got to rip this Band-Aid off. Will there be a little bit of pain? Probably, but that pain will fade and then the golden age will be kicked into full gear. All right, let's take another look at some insanity. Oh gosh. Feed the mermaids. gosh. Well, I must admit, it seemed like she was able to hold her breath a long time. I don't think I could do that, but, you know, it said feed the mermaids, but I'm pretty sure she's been fed enough. Ay, ay, ay.
I think throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla, burning the battery, hurts the environment.
I don't think that has done that much damage to the environment compared to what the Trump administration is doing to the environment. That is minuscule.
What do you think is the worst thing Elon Musk and his Doge team has done so far?
We don't really know what they've done in there, so I think that that's very dangerous that they're, you know, using their technological, all the technical stuff that they're doing computerized with computers and
you're not
with,
making any sense, lady.
The agencies.
Exactly. This is just another example of this faux outrage. That lady absolutely has no idea what she's talking about, why she's protesting. She has no idea what Doge is doing. These people, I really wish they would just get a life. Okay, I don't care who you are. That was pretty awesome.
I'm a real woman with a real problem, and y'all coming after this. Late-term abortions was already banned in Roe v. Wade.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Nah, don't be lying to these people.
It's legal in New York and California.
No late-term abortions been happening.
It is.
No. And the women don't use that as birth control either.
They do, all the time.
They don't.
All the time.
That's a misogynistic myth.
And that's exactly why you can't talk to anybody that's pro-choice. They're so brainwashed, and they're so all in on this baby-killing cult that they can't be reasoned with. Sad, but true.
Brand new law that says you cannot have more than 4 pets. A city in Colorado is preparing to enforce a new ordinance that could lead to the seizure of cats and dogs from residents who own more than 4 pets.
Wow.
The city could pursue enforcement actions, which includes a potential court order requiring pet removal. I think this is insane. I think this is nanny state insanity. Get out of my house. F you. I can have as many pets as I want as long as I'm treating them with the dignity and respect that every creature deserves.
Yes.
Get out of my house. Get out of my neighborhood. Get off my lawn. Get off my planet.
And is it any surprise that it's a blue state that wants to do this? Just because you can speak louder does not mean that you are right. Jeez, these people, they're so retarded. All right, let's get a good detox. I think we all need one. It's time for Dave's Detox. All right. I don't know, was that chicken or something? He is not vegan. Oh, man. Oh, geez. Oh, wow, these cats. Oh, geez. What? Poor cat. Like, why? Why me? What is going on here? Oh. Oh. Nice. Oh. That's funny. Oh. It smacks him. So this guy goes out to walk his dog, and then the harness just comes right off the dog, and he doesn't notice. Our cat does that. Kind of. That's creepy, though. That's more creepy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get the booty. Get the booty. It's like if I was 50 pounds heavier. Well, my friends, that wraps it up for another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe, like, share, slap that bell around, do all that jazz. And until the next episode, know that you are loved and appreciated. Stay safe. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.